Ginu Joseph, Editor-in-Chief of Petrochem TV and Modern Plastics TV, here with Mr. Sisodia, who is ex-Executive Director of IOCL, now Strategic Advisor for many national and international companies across the globe. It is my pleasure to be with you here today, and thank you so much for joining us today. Mr. Sisodia, thank you for your valuable feedback. I am delighted to see you all the time because the input what our viewers get is something different than anyone else. Sir, what is your opinion? Our PM said, we should use cloth bag, or we should stop using single-use plastics. Definitely, it is a good thing, but everywhere it is not possible. What is your opinion? How we can come out of the situation along with the corporation from the industry, municipal corporation, and the common people? What is your opinion? How we can come out of the situation and how it will help as a country for environment friendly?
Yes, what Prime Minister mentioned is absolutely correct, and he has requested rather the shopkeepers that they should say put a board on the shop that sorry, we do not supply carry bags, plastic carry bags. In case you wish, you can buy a cloth bag, or you can bring a cloth bag to carry your things that you purchase. In fact, it is so simple to understand this, because this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan thing was started in 2014, and still we have to catch up a lot of ground, and many of the things which all of us put together were to do are still to happen. And in your societies where you stay, the corporations who are collecting the waste do not have the facility of dry and wet waste collection. So all these initiatives and infrastructure need to be provided by the municipal corporations to the societies or the citizens, so that they can segregate the waste material. And similarly, degradable and biodegradable waste, this also has to be segregated and can be put to use. As far as plastic is concerned, while buying vegetables or buying things from the shopkeepers and using plastic is only just one small portion of the ocean of the uses of the plastic. So the government, in my view, government will come out with a comprehensive policy as to in different places where the plastic is being used, how that plastic can be converted to something which is which cannot harm the environment. So probably the size of the micron size of the plastics, etc., some limits will come up, and some directions will come up that shopkeepers may not be allowed to keep the plastic waste. But I feel that everything Prime Minister should not be telling us. It is the duty of the citizens also to understand that we have to build a future for our children. Today, if we do not take these actions for protecting the environment, reducing the use of the plastic, etc., what will happen is that our children after 4 or 5 years, or in maybe 1 or 2 years, will find that their lines, the sewer lines, water lines are choked, the sea is full of plastic, and there will be all chaos all over. So therefore, one is that the government direction. Second is that some kind of responsive proactive actions by all of us in our house, in our society, in our school, in our offices, we need to take in such a manner that plastic use is avoided, and even if it is happening, then the disposal is ensured in the right way so that it does not affect the environment. And I am confident that if all of us put together take this kind of actions, sincere efforts if we make, then I think what Prime Minister has said, India will succeed in the efforts to improve the environment for our future generations.
For the country's growth development, petrochemical and petroleum industry and polymer industry is doing a major share of development. Without this, it is impossible to survive. So how you comment on this, like maybe carry bag, as you said, it is 1% or 0.1% of the total plastic usage, and what are the trend you expect to come to this industry, plastic industry and polymer industry?
Yes, actually there is lot of potential and a lot of areas. Like I personally feel that whenever we go to the conferences, whenever we go to our any marriages or the functions, I find the way water bottles from the bottles that we drink water, the number of bottles that are being consumed and thrown, it is very, very large. So maybe these bottles, they may get replaced with some kind of material which is disposable but yet not harmful like the plastic is. So that kind of material may be developed in the petrochemical industry, which will avoid use of plastic. This is again, I'm talking about the domestic, but I feel that petrochemicals will have lot of potential even in the construction industry or in the industries where heavy engineering works are going on. They can in many cases replace the reinforcement of the cement concrete also wherever the load is not much there. So to my mind, lot of research needs to be done in the petrochemical industries R&D centers, and try and replace the materials which are not even currently plastic but other materials. Like I said, wood. If we are consuming wood for making certain items today, they can be replaced by the proper grade of plastic and certain amount of costing. Then you will avoid cutting of trees also. It will also help the environment. And I foresee something very good, that in case you are doing anything for the good of environment, even government may come up with certain kind of incentive schemes for the petrochemical industry, if we are able to put up our case to the government properly, and then they may have lower GST on petrochemical products versus the products on wood or any other materials which are made of metals. So this is something I was other day reading, talking about these locks, numbered locks with the made with the petrochemical material. Now we have materials which are made of steel and other mainly steel. So if it can replace, it will have huge potential. You have materials in your household goods, latches and the doors to lock. If you have a strong material of petrochemical which cannot be otherwise removed, this can be one thing which can be thought of. But again, it is a matter of finding out the alternative uses, and if you put the right research on right time, much more potential can be found out for generating the additional volumes.
Thank you so much for being with Petrochem TV and Modern Plastics TV. We wish you all the best. Have a wonderful time.